So for telemetry, some of the key talking points that we want to drive home with our solution is that, yeah, we're launching it here, MINExpo. It's a new product. It's also a module of HELIX, and we're offering real-time and continuous monitoring for vehicles, right? So what customers get out of this is that they can undergo more preventative maintenance as a result of having access to this real-time information about the machines. You can also improve safety by identifying, by listening to the alarms on the machines and seeing if anything's coming up immediately when it happens, before an actual accident occurs or a breakdown occurs. So you can improve equipment operator safety by avoiding those breakdowns. So HELIX Telemetry as a product, we also want to drive home that it's OEM agnostic. So we started with HELIX Telemetry supporting Komatsu underground hard rock machines, and that's been our focus, and that's how it is now. But in the initial release, but we intend to grow this product to support various OEMs, Caterpillar, Sandvik. It's an OEM agnostic, all makes, all models solution. Okay, so as far as Komatsu equipment goes that we support, it's underground hard rock diesel mechanical LHDs. So we can get Cummins Euro 5 engines, all the engine parameter data and alarms. We can get Dana transmission for Econ and Tcon. And those, by the way, those are what...
You said Dana. It's the name of company, Dana.
Dana. So we support those transmission profiles as well as the Euro 5 engine, because those are what's used in the Komatsu underground hard rock LHDs. But an interesting thing to take away from that is that if any other vehicles are using those same profiles, you should be able to also use this interface there. So if a Sandvik machine has a Cummins Euro 5 in it, you could receive the same telemetry data, maybe with some slight modifications. And then specific for Komatsu, we also integrated with their vehicle control unit, which is an additional synergy that we get out of being a Komatsu company. So when you have a Komatsu machines, you can get the vehicle control, which has stuff like payload, and what other kind of data is in that VCU? Actually, it's like proprietary information that's coming off the machines that's not engine or a transmission related. It's actually Komatsu's packaged together this data that they're sending you in the vehicle control unit. So as part of this launch as well, HELIX Telemetry, Komatsu Underground Hard Rock is also going to be talking about this capability in their booth, because they will be offering eventually the Sensa Hub as an add-on package so that we can offload the data from their machines, because we will be their technology provider to offload sensor data and alarms data off their machines. Okay, so some people from Komatsu may come over asking about that. So just be prepared to talk about HELIX Telemetry, right? That it's an OEM agnostic solution, yet we are enabling additional synergies with Komatsu. Does that make sense?
I want to mention also that not only LHD, but it's also
Haul trucks.
Selected model also haul trucks.
Yes.
Jumbo wheels and bolters.
Yes. But jumbos and bolters we don't have yet. Oh, because of the the engine.
Engine and transmission we do.
Yes,
So
that's right.
not everything, but jumbo bolters, haul trucks, and LHD.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the general gist of telemetry. So everybody. So that's just the overview there. But then as far as the demo goes, everything is going to be on the web browser. So I'm going to have a few tabs that are opened up so you could talk about these various features. So one of them being you can plot the sensor and alarm events on the map. So on HELIX 3D, you will see geotagged events that get plotted. And you can filter them on by going to layers, sensor alarms, and show sensor alarms. Then it should show them on the map. There may be no active alarms. Yeah, so you can also, on the equipment pop-up card, if you click that, you will see the recent alarm events which is basically going to be an alarm getting activated and deactivated over and over again. But the idea we want to show them here is that you can very quickly access a list of recent events for any vehicle by just clicking it in HELIX here. Or you can see the geotagged events on the map. So if something happens, like you have an alarm on a truck which is actively driving, it's going to plot on the map where that alarm happened. So you'll see it and it will stay there. And then the truck keeps driving. So you can still view alarm events on the truck as it's driving, but you know what I mean? The actual alarm event itself will be geotagged where it happened. But we can't see that on here right now for some reason. I don't know, I'm gonna have to look into that. You should see these little thunderbolt icons that show up on the map. So that's the feature. You could see alarms and sensors on the map where the events have occurred. And then the rest of them are dashboards. So here we have a live sensor dashboard. The key takeaways here is that you can combine you can combine sensor data from multiple different interfaces into one dashboard. So if you have, for example, on a Komatsu LHD, you have 3 interfaces. You have engine, transmission, and VCU. So the Sensa Hub device, which is our telemetry device, of course, plugged into all of those. You will then organize sensor data from different interfaces, combine them together to make the picture of what the operational context is that you actually want to dig into. So here we have engine hours, it's coming from the engine interface, tons payload, that's coming from the VCU, and we don't have transmission there, but we have engine speed, engine coolant temperature. So we're combining information from multiple templates. That's very important to know. You can also combine information in one dashboard from multiple different vehicles, or just have one. So for example, this is all relating to this LHD that we have simulating here on the map. Everything you see here is for that one LHD. But if a mine wants to show the last payload reading for my whole LHD fleet, you could have a dashboard that shows you that. So this is just an example. Our dashboards are customizable. You can add and remove tiles, resize them, show it as a chart, as a table. You can configure this as you wish. We have a very similar dashboard like this that's for alarms, but we're not showing it in this demo. Excuse me. So we're showing the sensor one, and then this other tab here will show you, it's called Sensor History Viewer. Bit of a mouthful. It shows you the most recent sensor events for this LHD. So this is a tool that somebody who's more digging into something that's occurred, an event that's occurred, they want to go see the actual values, right? So the dashboard's nice as a snapshot, you're just monitoring, but when you're doing analysis, you want to dig into the details. So you can come in here and see, oh, my last engine oil pressure reading was 104. You could view a trend of engine oil pressure over the last shift, over the last day, over the last week, whatever you want. So the sensor history viewer can be displayed in multiple different, I'll have to start a new shift. So you can basically view the data in chart form, in a table form, and you can download data from here. So you create a set of filters to retrieve the sensor data that's interesting to you as you're investigating some issue. Then you can export it and use it in Excel or use it however you want to manipulate this data and compare it to some other data you're using, right? So it's very important that you can get the data out of HELIX. That's sensor history. And then here we have the alarms dashboard. So there are multiple different alarms dashboards that we have in this solution. So one of them is a live dashboard. I'm not showing it, but just so you know, there's a live dashboard in HELIX, very similar for alarms. We also have this Grafana dashboard, and why I'm choosing the Grafana dashboard is because it adds even an additional level of customization available for the user. So with the Grafana dashboard, you have full flexibility to write custom queries and manipulate data as you wish. So for more advanced users, they will want to go into this telemetry dashboard in Grafana. So here what we're showing is basically alarm events and activation and deactivation timestamps. So this alarm, is active from 3:03 p.m. and got deactivated 30 seconds later, right? So this is basically a log of what the alarms have been generated on this vehicle. And this one is showing a few different sensors. You can chart them on a map. So this is live updating. You can see engine coolant temperature and hydraulic reservoir temperature being plotted in real time as they change. So you could see the chart moving as values are coming in from the field. So very important that our customers can use this for real-time, continuous monitoring. And the buzzwords we're using are basically, data-driven decision-making for preventative maintenance. Okay, so that's what this tool is really all about. Just like any asset health solution on the market, it's data-driven decisions and continuous monitoring. Very important. And we also are positioning ourselves as OEM agnostic, also very important to say. So those are the four tabs that you'll want to go through when you're going through telemetry. And of course, I'll be around too if you want to ask me any questions. Ram is also very experienced with telemetry, so he can help you if I'm busy or I'm not around. You can definitely ask Ram and Alex. So happy to help you with that. So any questions about telemetry?
So do we have an existing understanding of VIMS and VIMS 3G? Do we have? Is it in Helix as well?
Yes. It's also.
Yeah, I didn't mention that, I guess. So yeah, HELIX Telemetry as a solution is designed to interface with interfaces that work using J1939 or VIMS interface families. So it doesn't mean we support all interfaces that use those, but it's capable of doing it at the protocol level. So in the future, when we want to add support for more engines, for more transmissions that utilize those protocols, there will be no code changes required. So that's another main thing, right? Because the code already supports it. The only thing that needs to get done is essentially mapping new interface data into the way that Helix understands them. It's kind of how I would explain it.
So a lot of that data being processed on SensaHub then, and exported to Helix, or is it done on Helix?
That's done on the SensaHub, right? Because we are actually converting the data, transforming it on the SensaHub. And that's another thing I didn't mention, sorry, is that HELIX Telemetry is also set up to forward on certain information to dispatch, so the modules can work together. So what we actually have set up here is the engine hours and payload data will get sent to dispatch. So the payload data, very obvious use case for our customers that dispatch without it will use a guess. It basically takes the bucket size that you've configured for the LHD, whatever material density you've got in there, and we'll say that's your tons. If we have the real-time tonnage coming from SensaHub with HELIX Telemetry, greatly improves their material tracking with dispatch. So it's a synergy that we want to show. I hate that word, but it's the right word, between HELIX Telemetry and HELIX Dispatch. Engine hours, we also allow manually tracking engine hours in dispatch. The operator will type it in. I missed that on my dispatch demo. I'll add it. You add, and every time you log in, it's going to say, what's your engine hours? You look at the reading and type it. When you have an integration with SensaHub, it skips that step and will automatically keep your data updated.
Can we do engine hours with the GPIO?
We don't have GPIO set up. Engine hours is coming through. Sorry, did you say if engine hours is with?
So just vehicle on off, we do it with GPIO.
Oh yeah, we don't have that, I guess. So what we're sending right now is just
Okay.
yes.
We do just not show here.
Yeah.
On SensaHub now they're supporting 3 interfaces. J1939, VIMS, and
GPIO, yeah. It's supported.
It's supported now. But now here we're showing only J1939.
I'm assuming GPIO.
Is available on
GPIO is supported now.
Yeah, GPIO support. I can mention that. So yeah, GPIO, it's basically like digital input switches. We can connect the SensaHub to any onboard switch on a vehicle that will basically be used for other purposes, generally in dispatch. So for example, you may have a truck which has a tray up sensor, and when the tray is up, its digital signal's on, and when it's down, it's off. So what we can do is plug the SensaHub into that sensor and then forward that onto dispatch, and we use it for automatically capturing the cycle data. So when a truck arrives full at a dump, it's in the geofence, the tray goes up, SensaHub detects that, it sends that information to dispatch, dispatch goes, oh, the tray is up, I must be dumping. And then when the tray goes back down, it says tray down means I'm now empty. So that's another important connection between telemetry and dispatch. So you got payload, engine hours, and essentially production cycle automation through the digital input. Those are the synergies that we have there. Two. But
How are we doing 3?
because how are we doing 3 with Komatsu? Is one of them the vehicle, VCU, the engine, and you can only have 2 at a time. Yeah. So we have
3 different CAN systems coming in.
No, it's a
not at
CAN.
It's a single.
So
no. It's,
we receive data from 3 subsystems.
oh, because they combine it and they have a single CAN to do it. Yeah, that's right.
It's a
Just like that.
That's right. That's right. I should know that. Yeah, that's great.
Switch back to alarm because I got an impression that we don't have alarms.
This one,
On the
the live dash. Oh, on the I didn't see the I can see the alarms list here, but I don't see them plotted.
Can you confirm that you're unable to
Yeah. Oh, I had it on. It just came off. Sometimes it,
Okay, problem is that you're currently in scene, so you need to save a scene definition. So if you save it already, can you do the following? Can you switch it to just basically default map and enable it? I just want you need to include.
because I get confused sometimes. This happens. You try to turn some stuff on and it never comes on.
That needs to be fixed.
Yeah,
because
it's a bad workflow.
basically so I logged
Logged
one
for
of
that?
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I have no idea why it doesn't come on.
we should treat it as a defect, but for now, the workaround.
Yep.
So I go to I'll go to the default map.
Just default map, yeah, just to confirm that it
How
works.
do I do that?
It's a bug, yeah. But if you don't mind,
How do I go to the default? This?
Go into 2D top view, then go back. Sorry. Just go to home, refresh, come back in.
But okay, and then I just won't pick a scene,
Yeah.
and then I won't pick a scene when I come in, and then I go mind maps.
Yeah.
That should be default.
Basically need to refresh the.
Yeah. Oh.
and if you enable now, site dynamic layer with alarms and it.
Okay, there it is.
Well, if we use.
So I have to rebuild that scene and save it again.
Yeah.
So I've got equipment, sensor, alarms. Yeah, there it is separately. So that's good because I can see the truck had an event here, but then he kept driving away.
That's an expected behavior.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's what I'm saying, yeah. Yeah, exactly. So that you could plot where the event occurred, not just where the truck is right now, right? It's separate.
And you can also give us stories that it's basically geotagging it, recording it information for alarms. You mentioned it, but and
I'm gonna actually keep that off for mine. This is my map for telemetry and dispatch. I'm gonna have this like this. Something like that. Was there anything else, Ram, you turned on for my view?
We can go back in and look. You can load that scene.
Change the background. Yeah. First one was the cheap. Sorry, the here. Go back to the same. This basically to like 0.7. Please.
Oh yeah, nice.
do you have some dashboard pre-configured with alarms? Because I saw
So let me just save.
had it previously with alarms.
Can I save this as another scene or as an existing one? Or do I have to make a new one? Oh, and I'll just delete. Like you can't overwrite.
Yeah, you need to.
If you go in
cannot,
the-
yeah.
You can't. You cannot.
Manage scenes. There's a manage scenes option in there. You can basically save it. You can update the scene basically.
Okay, I'm gonna call this MST. Oh, this is dispatch Just gonna keep it simple because there's so many. Dispatch.
That's the one right there.
Do I have two S's there?
So there actually there is a bunch of
Okay.